Okay, so what can we learn today from a wood shop to help young woodworkers out? Maybe you're a young teenager, maybe you're in your early 20s. I had wood shop when I was a kid in high school, and then in my late 20s I pastored a church in Pennsylvania. There's a dear elderly man there named Francis Stoops. He had a full shop in his basement, so I went over there numerous times and built some projects. So now I love woodworking. It's a good getaway place. This is not quite like a man cave, but it's pretty close. So I want to join these two pieces of wood together. I want to hammer them together. What would I do? Well, first of all, I want to choose the correct nail. Here's some big nails. I don't know if that's 16 penny nail. That's actually going to be kind of tall, isn't it? See that? So that's going to be kind of tall. I won't be, once I get all the way through, it'll still be sticking up. That's kind of big. Here's a smaller nail that's pretty nice. I could curve that just a little bit if I want, but I'm going to go straight through it. That'll be about right nail right there. That'll be probably the correct nail right there. Here's some brad nails. They have very small heads. The heads are small because you can drive it deeper into the wood and put putty over it, some kind of a filler, and you won't see that nail. You can stain right over it or paint over it. Those are handy. Here's some very small brad nails. So the first thing I'm trying to say is choose the correct nail. Not every nail works in every situation. The next, after you choose what nail you want to use to join two pieces of wood together, or maybe make an entire project, choose the correct hammer. Alright, choose the correct hammer. So let's say I'm going to use this nail right here. I'm going to drive that in, and do you think that little hammer will work? See, almost feels like a hammer for some tacks of some type, something very small. You think that hammer is going to work? Oh, that's a claw hammer. That's for putting 2x4s together on a big project. That's actually a good hammer for this, but it's probably a little bit too big for my taste. Here is a mallet, or I'm sorry, a rubber mallet, and that's just for bumping wood together. That would not be good to hammer that in. So you know what? I have just this 16-ounce hammer right here. It's probably about a 16-ounce hammer. That's going to go perfect for this type of nail. I do have another nail here, and somebody tell me what's wrong with that nail. It's bent. See that? I could start that nail, and if I hit real hard, that nail could jump out of place, and somebody could be standing right there and get an eye full of a nail. So that's not very clever to do. Now, I do have some other tools here. Let's say you have a nice nail and you want to drive it through two pieces of wood, and let's say the two pieces of wood are very hard. Maybe some maple or some oak or something, even some pine, I guess. Get what you call a nail punch. These are nail punches. The heads are different sizes, and I'm going to show you close-ups of these in just a moment. So what you do is you take a nail punch like I have right here, put it right about there wherever you're going to hammer it. Let's say I want 2 nails, and you can start the hole just like that. That is so easy. In fact, I had one extra nail punch, so I ground it down and virtually made a nail out of it. That's as sharp as any one of these nails. So that really does come in handy. So you can start driving that nail. Now let me ask you, would this be a good way to do your nail? Curve like that? No, I want to go straight down in there. I want to go straight down. But let's just say, for instance, in fact, let me get the camera a little closer and I'll show you. Okay, here's a better view of this board. And again, here's a brad nail. I'm not going to use that. I think I'm going to use this nail right here. And I punched a hole in it right here with one of these punches. I've got a couple of them. Some have a bigger tip in the front than others. And I'm going to show you in a minute what else that's good for. But what you want to do is hold that nail perfectly straight. Hold the hammer toward the back. A lot of young people start out like this. You don't have any leverage. The best leverage is get toward the back. Hold this here and hit straight down. If you happen, it's starting to curve a little bit. If you hit it sideways too much, like this, look what's going to happen. Now you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that at all. There we go. Let's see if it goes straight in now. Notice my hand's way back here. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, if you have a nail that kind of scares you a little bit and you want to protect your fingers, one way to do it is hold it with a pair of pliers. See that? Get those fingers way back there. Let me put this one way over here. And again, hold the hammer way back here. Go straight down. Don't hit it like at a curve like this, but you want to go straight up and down. And I can ram that all the way through just by holding it here with this pair of pliers. Now, let me show you this. I have some very small nails here. And again, I'm going to hold it, I don't have to, but just to show you. You could also hold it with a pair of pliers. And let's say you have a thin brad nail. See, the tip of that is very thin, very small. It's not like that. It's like real small. In fact, the head of it is not much bigger than the body of it. So I'm going to hammer that in. There we go, look at that. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So the head of the nail is even with this wood. But let's say I want to stain it. I don't want anybody to see that nail head, and I want to throw in some putty of some type. That's where one of these punches comes in handy. I take a punch, put it on top of the nail, just like that, and then hit a little bit. Okay, and that nail was right here. Now it's countersunk underneath the wood, and I've got plenty of space there just to dab some putty on that, sand it a little bit after I sand the whole thing maybe, or as I sand it, and then I can stain or paint over this wood and you'll never see that nail again. Anyway, those are just some short tips on what to do with a hammer of a nail. So I wish you the best, and get you some good hammers. Get you 2 or 3 or 4 different types.